Hello, comrades. It's Premier River, and I am back again, and once again, and of course, looking at the city of River Grad. And I have put in about 2 hours worth of work, mostly because we just haven't had enough steel. But the good news for you guys is, even though you missed a little bit of me running around straightening out problems, we have plenty to talk about, plenty to get done in this episode. One of the things that has kind of happened in that 2 hours is that we're getting a little bit of steel up here to the point where it doesn't just instantly disappear, right? Like, so I've really slowed down the construction, which is kind of nice. It makes the game more relaxing, right? When I had those extra construction sites, especially with the way I like to do it, where I assign everybody all the time like a madman instead of auto searching. Sometimes it's just the auto search doesn't go far enough, and other than that, like, I'm just trying to conserve the little bit of steel we do have in here. But I can actually, and these guys haven't done anything for 2 hours in game, but I think we can now get them to work on a house here. There we go. So we are now actually constructing again over here because we got at least some of these roads done. Yeah, see, it's still taking a while, but at least they have a bit of steel. So I'm trying not to use hardly any of the steel here. Just, within the bounds of, we're also building these, and this is what I was hoping to get to, where, we have 2,000 work days over here. So I figured eventually, do they have all the steel well, no, they're going to need some steel to work on that. And no construction offices assigned, so that's fine. So see, these guys, once they got past loading up this steel, and I've just been slowly, once in a while, coming over here and getting these guys to finish up this. Like, I can see they're done. Or now, did they work on it? What's going on? Yeah, why aren't you out there? Oh, because you had a little... Yeah, you decided to conflict with each other. Okay, well, let's see. You are working on 6. Which one's 6? There we go. So that'll free that guy up to go back. Of course, you get too ambitious. Yeah, no matter what I do, let's just go back and assign that to this thing here. There, oops, that was already assigned. See, if we do 2 jobs, they're both going to go out on those 2 jobs. But we'll see what happens. Now, he's going to come out and conflict immediately, isn't he? Yeah, never mind. Yeah, so let's just assign one. Get one done, and then we can get the other one done. Like I said, there's really no hurry because now these guys are getting their steel from here, right? So the train comes and drops it off here, but because there's no train drop-off, I have trucks going. So anything we do in this region affects how much steel I have here. So that's one of the reasons this was going down so quickly when we were trying to build all of this, right? Now, the good news is, anyway, this is it. I think everything is electrified. I think, we are ready to go when it comes to our new bakeries, except we have no people. So that's why this is sort of a priority to get it worked on. So as we have steel, I'm going to make sure that this gets worked on next, right? Because then we can get these bakeries going just because they're so close. It's not, in some ways, it's not the world's greatest. What are you guys doing, man? Oh, that's right. You were heading back. Okay. Yeah, let's just let that other guy get in first, I guess. So anyway, yeah, this isn't the world's greatest priority in some ways, but we can get it going, right? And we need the people over here if we're going to get this going as well. So we'll expand out, the people. Now, I was over here looking, and I think I may demolish this a bit and redo it. Yeah, you know what? Why don't we just do that right now? Even though we got this built, which was that was why I was in a rush in a sense. I wanted to get that built so we could start working on the railroad tracks again. But I'm going to come up here and I want to get I think it would be wise to get a road up to here because we can put houses and then there's a decent chance that these people can get to this station. Let's come over to roads real quick. This is, yeah, you know what? I'll leave that one. Let's just, yeah, we can get rid of that altogether. Same thing with this. have to get rid of this and at least a little bit of that. I don't want to take it back any further than I have to. And this is just a regular road, which probably should be upgraded, but let's just see if we can't. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Yeah, let's take this one back a little bit more. Let's see if we can't. Sometimes it's a pain. Yeah, don't attach and see if you can get green. There we go, we got green. And then we'll attach that guy like that, right? And then we can do that guy like that. And then what I'm thinking of is, what did you do? Raise up a little bit? Yeah, let's get rid of, even though it's a little painful to do, get rid of that road altogether. And now that we think this will be green, let's just try to see if we can't make that look nice. Everything else does. Probably should put on the wireframe, but I'm going to be like a rebel and just, there we go, straight enough. Good, you stayed green. Yeah, let's make this nice and straight looking too. Even though the whole thing's a little lumpy, we can live with lumpy, right? Yeah, it's not quite really. That's right. Just close your eyes. There we go. All right. Probably could have lined that up better, but that's all right. So we'll just commit to those. There we go. Yeah, I like that better. Now, that's not a big priority to get fixed, but at least when we do put people down in here, they've got a nice paved road. They can get into there. And then we should probably, yeah, you know what, while we're at it, let's just, I don't know. We're going to have to do something. Do we want to pave that all the way up to there? I mean, with the, yeah, why not? Yeah, that'll be fine. This is our premier city, right? We don't want to cut corners. And like I said, we don't have to worry about upgrading that too much immediately. It'll be a few episodes away. But there we go. So as we get more steel up here, the other thing to do is to get this rail loop going so that when we do have this fired up, we'll be able to do that. So anyway, so we're in good shape, I think. All right, so now what else? Well, I think that's about it for this area. Let's head all the way back down to old River Grad, because that's where a little bit of excitement kind of happened. Now, something's going to happen in a second here that I don't want you guys to be shocked. I am the all-powerful dictator and ruler, the premier of this, with the power to stop time. So I do want to apologize. See, I shouldn't have to with all my otherworldly powers, right? But I really, when I got done doing this, I really didn't like the fact that we had roads that just went right across here. So I redesigned this. It's not really hurting us right this moment as far as our alcohol production goes. But I did make 2 bridges over these railroad tracks. And the reason I did it was because I've been working on this road here to collect these farms up. And I realized, well, wait a minute, why don't I just build a road over to here, right? And then they kind of all be a big loop. Now, I don't really want trucks cutting through here. And then I thought, well, you know what, if they do cut through here, I really don't want them crossing the railroad track, right? And it's a little hard to decide, who knows why they go the way they go, right? Sometimes these vehicles. So there we go. So we have, the possibility that they'll cut through, but then we have this bridge. So my apologies. I don't like to design things when you guys aren't around. I usually hold off on that. But in 2 hours, to be honest, I was halfway into it. I went, I really should I should really be recording this, right? So other than that, I've just been, trying to give them low steel usage. This is actually the first steel stop. So it's a good gauge of, like how much steel are they using, and not much, right? We used a little bit to get the farms built. So the farm is ready to go. Other than, other than we're just going to have to change the trucking around, right? So we could probably start getting all these vehicles moved. And then eventually, when it comes to the trucking, it might be better for them to go this other way. But we can get this guy's probably doesn't have anything to work on. Vodka train station. Yeah, I want to get that train station going so we can get these crops where we don't have to rely on the trucks anymore. So I say that we take all of these vehicles. Oh, no. You know what? I know another thing I was waiting for. Before we can do that, that's right. I know why I didn't do it. Here, see, I did want to design things with you guys and not. And here's my debate. We don't have any power here. And I don't necessarily, like this is, if you look, this is just a cluster. And I eventually want to get rid of this big polluting thing. It's kind of too close. And when we get our other power plants all the way over there done, you know, we're really not going to need this. So what I was thinking of is putting in another transformer. We have a switch here, but that's being used. Now there's another switch here that I had put in, I think with the intention of, you know, tying, like making the grid and just tying this in somewhere over here, right? So we do have this switch, and it's kind of turned the wrong way, but what I'm thinking of is eventually we're going to have Cattletown over here. Now, Cattletown may need more power, but what I'm thinking of is where it won't affect any possible railroad tracks coming here. I think I may want to, and I don't think I'm going to interfere with our distribution if I just stay in this kind of area. Does that make sense? So what I'm thinking of doing is putting another switch like right here and then connecting these two together. And then that way the one switch can go this way and we can run another line over that way. Or do we put it, yeah, or do we just bite the bullet and make it look a little bit better than all of that? Like in other words, we put a switch here that could go this way or that way. We still want to go this way though, right? No matter what we do. No, I think we keep this switch here. I think we just put in another switch here and have it go this way. So for the sake of, I'm going to fly in the Martians to automatically build this. I'm just going to pause time for a second. We're coming in here to high voltage. We're going to delete this guy. We're going to put in a switch that faces like this. Level it up a little bit. Then we're going to connect it back up. Call in the Martians. We'll use the dollars. We know our dollars are going down. Yeah, let's just use the dollars. Play time again. So there we go. So now what I do want to do is, even though we cheated, well, it's not cheating, but you know what I mean, within my own set of goofy rules. Yeah, can't you get out there? Yeah, I thought I saw green for a second. Oop, you know what, let's, for now that's good enough. Just a dirt road. If it catches on fire, we'll be able to go. So good. So now we have the ability to get over here with like a transformer. And I'm thinking probably want to put it like way over here, right? And then it's kind of close to this. And then I don't really know where the fields will go, but they'll probably not going to go so tight to this. They'll be a little bit further over this way, but kind of with the same pattern, if you know what I'm saying, like kind of a row of fields here, because there's going to be this, you know, there's two farms here. So picturing if we stay out of this way, right, then we won't affect where the farms would be, like maybe stay a little bit further here. So what if we put another transformer like right in this area, or put a transformer in this area? All right, so let's go back to high voltage and power transformer. Yeah, and I think we would, is that pretty close to Cattletown? I want to cheat it closer to Cattletown than the other way, right? Why don't we put it like, oops, I can't see my, there we go. Yeah, we're in a good spot. I couldn't quite see if I had moved much. There we go. So we'll level that. Boom. All right, so now we got to get from that switch. Yeah, we probably could have put our switch over here. All right, well, live and learn. Can I get it right in the middle? No. What's wrong? Some other infrastructure is in the way. Okay, I don't know what that was about, but there we go. Yeah, let's go to like there. Yeah, I don't see any reason not just to go like that, right? And then we'll commit to that. And then we'll hop back over to roads real quick. And just trying to think. I don't really care where the road is, but we don't have a construction crew. Oh, yeah. We don't have a construction crew too close to here. And if we did have a construction crew, it would be coming from this other direction, right? So let's just see if we can't get this out of the hills. Too big a hill. No, you know, don't. Let's get that straightened out. I don't need to level half the planet. Too big a hill. You know what? We're going to do that little. Now you're too close to the thing. All right, let's start over. All right, let's get up over this guy. There we go. Good. It's kind of ugly, but that's all right. I'm not the prettiest guy in the world either, right? All right, so now we have a transformer over here. And we should be able to get, we'll use the bigger wire. And we'll just, like I said, try to stay away from where we even might possibly put. Let's come back to this one. We'll turn. There you go. And then we'll just come right down here. And then we'll have to decide on where to put this guy. Probably don't need, I mean, if we ever, I just need all of this stuff covered. And there's no roads over here. Yeah, that wouldn't cover that last. That's all railroads. What if we put it like this? Yeah. I think. Can we get out of here? It's very ugly. There we go. Cool. So that'll be a new source of power. And even though it's, I think that'll be fine. And then we got power down this way. We'll have future power for Cattletown there. All right, so let's commit to that. And then we need to make sure this guy attached, right? Yeah, so let's get somebody over here working on that. A little bit further. It fakes me out because they look very similar. Good. I'd like the look of the wood bridges. I know they're not the most efficient, and I also like that they just use up some lumber. So I'm happy with having used the bridges, even though I know they probably don't make that much logical sense because they'll slow things down. But, for a farm application, it's kind of cool. All right, so there we go. So now we just have to remember to come back and, I guess the best thing... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to send these guys. They're a little bit closer. I don't think it makes much difference. But I guess we should get to work on this stuff as well, right? Where's my... There we go. So hopefully they have everything they need. Good. And then the other thing we've been doing is we've really been plugging away at these train tracks too. So I want to get, this built so that we can finish that off. and it's been going pretty well. Like, they've just been, of all the aggravating children that I have to chase around the map, these guys have just been going to work every day, no complaints. Now that we're into this, I kind of have issues because they're both on this. They would both be on the same track, so I've just been doing one at a time, so that way they don't keep conflicting with each other. Then the other thing I want to do is like electrify all of this just before we start really ramping up what we're doing. So there we go. So Vodka Farm, you know, is getting there. It's taken a while, but as you can see, we're getting all the roads put in and, you know, pretty good shape. Now, I've gotten a few comments, and I would like to try something out to continue our little experiment with our sad parking spot with 3 cars. In all this time, and it's really just been kind of recently, in the last half hour, say, well, even before then, that we've been increasing the actual money. Like, I've been buying like this or that little vehicles. I made a few other little improvements to our logistics. If I remember them, maybe we'll go over them, but it's not very dramatic. But let me just do one thing at a time. We'll go back to maybe logistics. But the suggestion was, well, you need another parking place for them to be able to drive their car to, which makes absolutely 100% sense. Now, if we get our measuring tool out, I just want to get an idea of how far away, you know, like where would be a good spot, because it's certainly, you know what, over here, we don't really have the footpaths for them to get everywhere. You know, it'd be hard to get a footpath through here. Let's see, can we get a footpath everywhere? Yeah, we could get one there. So like if we put the parking lot here, we can get across here. Yeah, I think, you know, none of this needs workers. Yeah, and these need workers. So, you know what, let's try to put another parking space there. Now, the other thing is like, there's a limit to how far they'll drive, but I would hope that this would be within that limit, right? So let's go to, I guess it's under roads. I'm not real familiar with the part. Yep, there we go. How many cars? This doesn't really say. Well, how much? What do we build over here? Wasn't this a medium one? No, this is a large one, and it holds 4 times 7. Okay. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know if they take more than one person over here. Let's see what it... Yeah, let's just, you know what? How much more does it... Yeah, let's just get a big one. I know I probably don't need a big one, but we'll keep them... Well, I don't want to go too close. Let's just plop them here. I don't think anything else is going to be in the way of that. As long as we can get a footpath going. Can I just turn the footpath this way? Yes. Alright, so I know I could get one. Can we get it this way? Not like that. No. Oh, come on. What? There we go. I saw green. You know what? You're going to go like this. Alright, well that wasn't the right way to do it. That certainly looked like a plan, didn't it? Yeah, there we go. We'll spin you around like that. There, so that should allow you to get into here. And then, well, you can go to the other bus stop if you want, just in case you get drunk while you're over here. You could get to the bus, right? And then, ooh, can we get past here? Well, yes, maybe. Pretty sure, yep, you'll get under there. And then you attach up like that, yes. So then the other thing would be to get them, why don't we just, can we connect to here? No, it's always a pain. It's definitely worth considering putting your buildings a little further away, because we're not going to be able to cross this. Then we can cross the railroad tracks, right? What if we... Yeah, I'd really like to make that the shorter than longer. Can we cross this? No. That's like considered like part of a building, Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame that we don't have footbridges. Well, let's just see if this works. It might be... I'm having a feeling, though, that... I'm having a feeling that the distance... Oops, what's wrong? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Right? So then if we get our parking spot in there, let's spin around this way because we're close to the border. They can get theoretically to this. Good. All right, so let's commit to that, and then I didn't give this guy too many jobs to do, I don't think. So let's see what he can work on. Oh yeah, you can work on that and that because we got a dirt road there. And you can work on that. You can work on this. There'll be like one little bit there that we can't do, and then that truck messed me up. I didn't want to click on that truck for some like. Don't ask. All right, they're good enough. So we'll get this parking lot going, and we'll see if somebody ever actually drives between the two. Hopefully, they're not too far away. There was a comment that it goes about 1,200 meters. So we'll see if that holds true or not. All right, good. So, yeah, so I think that's the bulk of what's been happening down here. Like I said, things have slowed down greatly, and for good reason. You know what we need to do? We need to get some fuel to here. And didn't I... that would be kind of a long trip, but we should have a fuel cistern that we had sent up here, right? Let's take a look. Yeah, cistern. Okay, so you're kind of already doing a number of things, but then... Yeah, so you're... Who knows what you're doing? Should we just get another one, or do we have one? How are we getting fuel down here now, right? We'll add him to a loop. Gas station's here. Yeah, what do you do? In Portska, yeah, you're gonna... In Portska, River Grad. Yeah, well, why don't you come here first? Where is it? Or no, you know what? After you go to River Grad, I want you to come... Yeah, there's no gas station there. Yeah, I want you to come here and unload your fuel and then go back on your way. Now, I don't want you to wait here anymore. Those were the days when I was really tight on fuel, didn't want to waste it, so we're just going to have you run that loop. And as a matter of fact, I think these other gas stations are going to be fine. Why don't you just go to this one so we don't start having problems with trucks while they're working, even trying to go there, right? Good. So there we go. So we got fuel there. We got electricity on its way, more or less. And we got a bunch of fields built. Are they all attached? That one is. That one is. Good. This road's done. So this guy can get, even though he's driving all the way around the block to get here. Now, you know what? He doesn't need to get that because this is attached. He could start working on this after he gets done the power, right? Then we'll get these bridges built. But I'm not too worried about those bridges. Actually, the biggest thing to get done was this. Now, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Well, see, they're all... How do they get in and out of here? Oh, right there. Yeah. See, they're all coming in on the same thing. So let's just get it done. Everything over here get done. And that way we... Oh, you're still working on something. Never mind. What are you working on? It doesn't matter. All right, very good. So we got the parking places starting to be worked on. We've got, the other farm getting ready to be fired up. We got our bakeries ready to be fired up. And let's go over to this guy, and I'll show you the progress we've made over here. I've just been taking this guy and just paving. I think you guys have seen this in past episodes. If you've watched, just, oh, there we go, yep. Little missing one. They seem to be up in this area. And they're just hard as heck to pick out because they don't look like roads really, right? Good, so we got, oh, that's not done yet. But this is, yeah, I can't get to that one. Yeah, I think that's really getting close. I mean, I have no doubt that I might be missing a road someplace, but, at one point I sort of went by and said, okay, each of the buildings, oh, this building's not attached to a road, is it? Oh, there it is. It's already assigned. Yeah, they got enough to do. So at some point, I'd like to get these iron mines worked on. This one was being worked on. Oh yeah, look, that is worked on. Good and done. I forget who I had doing that. It might have been these guys, but I definitely want to get them. Oh look, are they done this house already? Good job. Yeah, look, we can work on another house. And yeah. We're still waiting for other roads to get done. It doesn't seem like this is assigned. No, it's not. Let's go get our road guys over here to, I mean, I got enough to do, but we'll just keep lining it up. There we go. So they can get to that one. They got all these assigned. Good. All right, now, this was sort of the last thing I think I had planned is I don't think there's any reason that we couldn't start to fire this up. We don't have sports. That's sort of a reason. Well, let's get this guy to work on the sports. I don't think that's the end of the world anyhow, right? Yeah, work on our little sports complex there. But I think we can move some people over here. We probably want to get some. Oh, that's not. That's the other thing. I think I may pause the recording and go around. I need to make sure that I've been playing a while and not paying attention to my teachers. So let's go over here to start out. I don't know how we're doing. Yeah, see, this is something else. We want to keep this full. So let's shrink this down. I don't know if you guys want to see me do this, right? Like where I just come in here. And we only need so many educated people over there, but I just want to get enough. And then I also want to take people from any town that I think is overflowing, and Energenisk has been a good source of people. Now I keep, one of the things you guys know is I've done the test things. I think I'm going to do a test thing for the hospitals. Potentially. Now, those kind of tests would take a while to see what the impact is, but this area has no hospitals. Everybody's perfectly happy. Nobody's leaving. They're not dying young. I think that there's maybe they'll change the mechanic eventually where that's not true, but, when you have an established town like this, you don't need a hospital. Is point blank. I mean, maybe... and then here's the other thing. When I did have a hospital and we had pollution, it didn't really seem to make any difference. So it's sort of, yeah. I mean, the hospital thing is just, I think it's one more thing that keeps them happy. So if you have enough other things that are keeping them happy, I don't think you have to worry about it too much. All right, so now one of the things, let's get some teachers into one of these buildings, right? And that's the only thing that should almost have another house over here. Yeah, maybe we'll do it like a 50-50 thing, or that way we can balance out, because I don't know if the teachers actually prefer the houses. So anyway, let's come here and take some of the educated out and put them into here. Let's just take all of the educated out, put them into there. And then I want to say, I want to specify that you guys work here. Why not? There are no connections to this building. Oh, great. Okay, let's go into here and here and here. Yeah. You know what? This would help too. I think. Can I attach to here? No. Yeah, let's see again. A little bit too close. Okay, so let's get these worked on ASAP by these guys over here. Where is it? There. And there. All right, well, anyway, I can't really set that guy up. That's great. Yeah, let's close that. University halls of residence. There's the energy one there. Yeah, so let's just take other people from there and fill this guy up. Yeah, I want to take them all out. These buildings hold a lot, don't they? Yeah, 162. Kind of like them. All right, let's get some more. Yeah, if they hold 162, let's get 3 of these from various sections of Energinist. Now, that's not going to help our steel production, but it will get rid of a couple of our 21 plus people. So don't want to empty them out totally. And I don't know that we need all these people over here, but it's sort of like, well, you got them, you might as well. Yeah, that's good enough. Now, how many do we have? Yeah, that's plenty to get started, especially considering they have no education until we get these roads built. Now, you're not having any problems, are you? No, but we can switch your source of workers. All right? Yeah, I want you to come here. Oh, yeah, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you to get your workers from here. Now let's, yeah, I didn't take this off. No students, no passengers. Number of workers waiting, none. Okay, so hopefully these people don't become unhappy too quickly. And then we need to have a bus. That's a cistern. And then same thing here. The fire station no longer needs, that's a fire truck I clicked on. Now, do we not have a, how are we doing this? All related vehicles. Yeah, so you were going, okay, get in, get out. Yeah, so this is, okay, that's the Detroit construction office going there right away. So there's no, how are these guys getting their workers before? What did I do? I would have thought I would have had them dropped off at this bus stop, but there's only, yeah, there's only the one vehicle. I have to keep an eye. I think, is there just a little bus running back and forth? A little traffic jam going on there. Huh. I forget. I'm pretty sure we had workers coming from somewhere to get there, but, well, whatever. We do need to get a bus here, right? We need to get workers into here. Let's see, all related vehicles. Yeah, that's just the cistern. All right, so let's go buy another bus. Doesn't need to be a bigger, fancy bus. You know, I think just your average bus, and then we can get people to there. Now, are there any, what's in here? Just a couple. It's probably the closest depot we have. And you know what? I like the German bus, though we have to watch out. Our dollars are still, I think, generally going down. So where is that? Look at that, 320,000 for a bus. But yeah, this is fast and it's carries a good number of people. So let's get this one. I'm sure there might be better. It might be a good idea to do the bus thing, right? like a bus test. All right, so let's come from here to here. And I'm pretty sure, can these people walk there? Nah, they won't walk there. But could we get them with a footpath? I know I don't need the footpath wouldn't work in the long run that well. Yeah, of course. You're kind of attaching funny there. Yeah, I don't want to, since they're still working on that construction, let's let the construction finish. No, you won't attach there? Of course not. But at least they can get up to here, right? They should be able to get there and walk. Okay. Yeah, wasn't there... No, that was over there that they couldn't... I need to go back down the other end and probably assign another construction project just so that the parking lot gets done down by River Grad. Yeah, so work on this and this. So that should greatly speed them up. And then, do these guys have workers here? No, not yet. The bus is probably still on its way. Yeah, so let's... Yeah, well, you're going to work on this, and why don't we have you work on that? I'm not too worried about firing these guys up, but, you know, they can get a few little odds and ends done. And... there we go. So we have people in this town, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. Now that we have this is a glitch. There is steel here, but it fakes you out every time, especially when you're having steel crises. Same thing with another one. For some reason, they're not showing the steel. All right, so yeah, let's head back down here and just take a look. I have a feeling we might be done. No, we're not done this yet. But we are done. Yeah, we can assign this to the footpath so we don't forget about that. Is that already? Yeah, then we can assign. That's already assigned. Okay, so they just need to get that road paved. Yeah, they're already working on that. All right, cool. Yeah, the bricks, I redid the bricks, by the way. Remember I was talking a little while ago about redoing the logistics? And the way I did that was, remember how I had the trucks coming, or maybe, whether you remember or not, I had the trucks coming into here. And I'm pretty sure it was this one. Doesn't really matter. One of these four, but I'm pretty sure it was this one. And dropping off bricks. So I said, you know what, the heck with that. We're just having them come here. They're dropping off their bricks from the brick factory that's over here. Well, wherever it is. That's Electrical Town over here. So they're going from the brick factory here. They're going to... Oh boy, I just spun us right around. Sorry. Coming over to here, dropping their bricks. The train comes in here, loads up, and then actually goes and sells off whatever he still has left, right? So he's just stopping by here. So I don't think that that's going to be the greatest brick thing in the world, but I plan on a whole nother brick area for the future. But again, that's so far off, I'm not even going to show you where. If you've watched the series diligently, you may know where that is. Now this guy, these two guys, I'm just having them sell off all the stuff that was in here. So I'm basically planning on getting rid of all of this. I don't know if I'll actually demolish it, but it just pretty much at this point, it's out of the distribution loop entirely. And we're just selling off lumber and selling off the prefabs that are in there, which is part of the reason I think our money is going up a little bit at the moment, because we have a steady flow of that, which might get cut off. Now, there was a little issue here where these guys immediately jammed up, and then this guy ended up stopping up here. So by doing this has worked out pretty well. The wood train seems to sit there for an awful long time. The lumber train fills up pretty well. And I also planted trees. And this is, in my opinion, a bit of a pro tip, right? Like, plant the different kind of trees that are on the outskirts. And then you can tell the area of effect better, right? Like, in other words, you can sort of see where they cut down, more or less. And if we were to come in here and plant more of, like, if you did to establish that, just plant the trees. And I love the new tree planting tool, and I'm going to the wrong place. But, we can come in here, and if you're not real sure about where it ends, like, you could come here and plant more of these pine trees so that whatever pine trees ultimately get cut down are not part of, or are part of the loop, right? And the ones that we just planted won't get cut down. So I think it makes it a little easier to judge, how much lumber you have. Now, things are going so smoothly, I think we could definitely consider upping our lumber output. We built all of this stuff and then we never used it, right? And I don't think it would be overly difficult to do that. We have a bus stop. We kind of got a lot of, no, those are road cargo stations. Yeah, so let's see. Lambriska Sawmill. Yeah, really it's just a matter of assigning some people to that, right? Let's, yeah, make those about even. Let's see if that kind of works. Now, we might want to get a few more people in here, but then we definitely want to probably, you know what? Our rubles are going up, and I don't even know. Can we get American? No, there's no American stuff anyway. So the rubles are going up. Let's get, yeah, okay, these are, yeah, let's get a couple loggers, even though, oh, is this guy faster? Speed 20, same speed. This guy holds 14 tons. I'm not sure if, well, I guess it does make a difference. Yes, they're all speed 20, aren't they? Probably because you're, so yeah, then you're probably better off, I mean, I don't know how much it matters, but these look like little logging trucks. Yeah. We'll get 3 of them in there. And then what that means is we then need to, what is this guy doing? So he's, yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, you guys are taking wood to here, right? Yeah. So we got 2 trucks taking wood to there. Now how? You seem to be doing a lot of sitting around, if you ask me, right? Yeah, so why don't we take one of these trucks off of there and have it go to this one, right? So let's, yeah, send you to there to load up on logs. Then we'll get rid of this, right? And I think that should be okay. And then, yeah, so that we're out of wood, right? So we've just upped our wood and made our lumber a little bit more efficient, I think. We'll have to come back and check, but, there they go. They're bringing wood in, and, yep, this guy is going, and this guy, yeah, well, okay. I think we're in good shape. I think that works, right? Yeah, what are you doing? You take wood over to, okay, you're the guy, you're dropping off. So you're yet another truck. How many of these trucks? Okay, you're taking stuff down to the rail station, I think. Yeah, so that's fine. We'll leave it like this. Though I'm tempted to, when it comes to this guy, Lambriska Road Cargo Station is this one, right? Yeah. Why don't we have him not pause, and he'll go to both of these, and yeah, don't wait. Yeah, Yeah, don't load anything, but load some wood. Yeah, so he'll go and just make a loop when he's not waiting. Well, he should wait to unload, right? Yeah, wait to unload. But then he'll go to both places and pick up whatever excess. So I have 3 trucks, it looks like, running around, with one of them constantly running around and the other 2 waiting, I hope. Right? Are you waiting? You wait to load. Good. So hopefully that works out. It can't hurt, right? Or at least it might not be the most efficient, but it'll definitely be better than it was a few minutes ago. All right, so what else is going on? You know what? I remembered this. Even a lot of times I write little notes for myself. So especially if I spent like 2 hours, I think this guy is wasting a lot of time, and we're not making chemicals. So after he'll go to oil trawl, which is over here, right? And he'll drop off wherever in oil trawl. I think it's here he needs it, right? Yeah, chemicals for the production of plastic. And then he comes over to Electrical Town and drops off his chemicals. And I think after he gets, or Electronville, after he gets done in Electronville, yeah, why don't we have him go to Molna and unload, well, anything is fine, I guess, but we'll tell him chemicals. Right? And then so stop waiting here, and he should wait to load. Yep, because what's happened is, I noticed, at first I thought it was the wood guy, right? The wood train was taking forever to fill up. So I came over here and said, oh, are we out of... Then I noticed, I don't know, maybe it was the reverse. Like maybe I noticed there was no smoke coming out of here, right? I said, well, why not? And it's like, this has got plenty of wood and, you know, cannot store or export. And then if you come here and look, it's completely full. So the other issue we kind of have over here is the fact that we're trying to store these components and whatnot. So I would like to get those moved over here. Maybe we can do that as a final thing of this episode, right? Get that distribution moved here into one of these buildings. I don't think I set anybody aside. And even if we don't do it with the train at this moment, you know, we should talk about what goes in here. So we have meat, obviously, is going to go in that one. And then, you know, this is really intended to be the distribution of food and alcohol, clothes, not plastics, electronics. Yeah, so why don't we put like electronics, mechanical components, and well, really we don't use many clothes either. Like we could have, I think, yeah, I mean, I think we could probably split one of these between alcohol and food. We got 3, right? Yeah, why don't we do one that does electrical components? And yeah, what else am I missing? No, that's, yeah, see, we got plenty of space over here to drop stuff off with just these 3. So yeah, let's just do, yeah, why don't we just do all of these? Limit the amount, and we are going to, let me just run one of these up to 100 so that it, you know, gets us, you know why? Because, yeah, that'll work. All right, so let's then run this up a bit. Yeah, 31 tons. Electrical components is way. So let's take up fabric, which we're never going to bring over here, right? I don't want that much of this stuff in here. So let's... Yeah, 34 tons. You know what? This is a fine distribution of those things. Yeah, and we'll never have fabric, so that'll just take up the rest of the space. And probably want to... Let's make it a little more even. There we go. There we go. That's, oh, it's, why is that? That's funny. 23% of mechanical components is a lot more. That's strange, isn't it? There you go. See what I mean? Like they're both at 39 now, and it's like this is 25%. Yeah, that's fine. That's a fine distribution right there. So let's take and come over here. And let's see, what do we got to do? We got to find the trucks and stop them. That's a chemical truck. The problem is, you know what? I'm going to pause it for a second just so they don't. There you go. So electron components, don't go to the ChemSol warehouse anymore. I want you to go to, what was it, this one? Yeah. I want you to go to that one. Yep. Unload. What did I do? Okay, never mind. Yeah, are you waiting at this one? No. All right, so he'll go to MB distribution, and we'll put him over here just so we don't. You're doing chemicals. You're doing chemicals. Lots of chemicals. I don't know that we need all those chemicals being driven all over. Yep, so we don't want you to go to ChemSol warehouse anymore. So let's slip one in here. We're going to delete that and unload. Cool. Yeah, so let's put you down here. And which one was that? Okay, boy, we got all kinds of all kinds of guys coming here, huh? Yep, this one. Delete that one. Yeah, there's just my distribution systems leave a lot to be desired, and I've been in some fantasy world of where I would. That's right. It keeps deleting the ones that were. Yeah, that's more chemicals. Yeah, that's a train. I'm not going to even look at that. There's our electronic components. And this is just kind of time consuming, what I consider mostly boring stuff. Now the other thing I probably want to do is get a truck to bring that other stuff over here, right? All right, so this guy is done and I think ready to go. I think that was this one, right? No, we got another one. Oh, no. This guy's taking from the ChemSol warehouse. So we want to have you come here, and we want you to load electronics and get rid of this one. Right? Yep, that one's there. Yeah, I think we got them all. So the reason for leaving them open is it just sort of helps you. I'll double check here. Okay, good. So let's close all this, and then let's just. I'm pretty sure I don't have any covered halls around here. So what I want to do is come to this depot real quick and purchase the good covered hall, and I want to tell him or her. Just depends on how you look at that. To come to here. And then go to here. And then I want you to take mechanical components, not chemicals. Yeah, I want you to take those three things and then unload anything, right? And now how can we know that this guy is done? Like, in other words, it's going to take him a few trips back and forth. Why don't we have him wait to load? That's usually what I do. And then he'll cause a traffic jam. Oh, I really should have started him. Let's start time 2. There. Sorry about the time pause, but wanted to get that out of the way. Good, so there we go. So we have, gotten this out of the loop and where we can just put chemicals in there, right? Now, why do we have, oh, no, we don't have plastics. Yeah, so what we can do is this, right? And they should still be able to come take those out. Good. Yeah, let's just check that fact. What is it, this guy? Yeah. Let's just watch him, and then we'll end the episode when we see that he's actually working. But we got, with my, I'm not sure if you guys like the fact that I skipped time, but I really didn't do much more than design those bridges and just straighten things out. Like, I think when I come back and play again, I'll check on all these schools. See, we only have 2 teachers here. Plus, we want to get some other people back down there getting educated. And let's just see. Yeah, these guys... Oh, you know what? A lot of those guys are dropping off chemicals, aren't they? Yeah, there we go. See, he's loading up on those 3. Should be able to take them right over to the other place. Right, all 3 of those things can go in here, right? Yeah, okay. And then we'll have to decide what we do with our warehouse space at that point. And at some point, we should probably talk about like I don't know if we put a car dealership here. I guess the car dealership have to be close, but could we put a train to drop off cars in an area? And then, I don't know. We'll have to work on the car thing. But good, there we go. So we got, this guy's slowly going to get cleared out. And he'll come over here and drop off that stuff, hopefully before this gets filled up by other people. So then that way we can get more chemicals in here and keep our chemical thing. Oh, and by the way, one of the reasons I went through all of that, maybe I didn't make it clear. Where is our chemical train? You know what? We can find our chemical train by clicking here, can't we? If we take a look at the chemical train, right, he's coming to Chemsol Warehouse for 103 tons of chemicals. So we now have because we just started this back up, and look, we got smog coming again. We now have enough that he can just come in here, get his load, and go on his route, right? So this warehouse, by doing that, and before we just did that, it was like at 93 or something, and that was annoying me that we couldn't fill the chemical train. Like if the route takes a while to run, we can now fill the chemical train. All right, so there we go. Look, we're producing smog. Woohoo! So I'm wondering if things looked better here because we weren't running the plants, right? I have noticed that when these things don't run, the pollution does change. So one last thing. We're kind of getting over time here. There was an update. No, I don't see any. Yeah, I don't see any change in our pollution monitoring station. I imagine you guys can see those green dots. So, okay. Well, there you go. There is episode 99. The next one is the big 100. Hard to believe, like I said at the end of the last episode. So again, thank you guys for all your support and comments, and keep them coming if you can. I do appreciate them. And, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you sometime soon, I hope. Take care. Bye-bye.